All right, StarCraft fans, we have an exciting finish for your Christmas night or day after Christmas morning or afternoon or whenever you're watching this game. Matt here with Steve for Matt and Steve SC, Ever OSL, Stork versus Shine, Game 3. This is going to determine who goes into the semifinals, the round of 4 here. We saw a fantastic game in the last game there. Shine coming off with a strong start. Stork going for a Corsair Reaver build, which we don't see very often. We certainly see Corsairs. We've seen Reavers a couple times, but going for a straight up Corsair Reaver build, not something we've seen. That's a baller move by Stork. Didn't do a whole lot though. As Steve and I were talking before this, it kind of almost lost him the game. But Stork able to recover, able to come back. And I think Shine's a little shaken here, and I think Stork, when he talks to himself, it means he's getting into baller mode. And I think I saw a little talking to himself there. So Stork going to see if he can beat out Shine, go on for a possible another OSL gold medal here, and then Shine going to see if he can make it on. So either way, an exciting game here.
Yeah, well, we'll see if Shine has the mental fortitude now to stay in this. I'm sure he was confident after winning the first game, but after losing the second game, the mental advantage is definitely going to go to the person who just recently won that, and that is Stork. Also, you don't know how well the players are playing on any particular day, but definitely Shine's probably not going to be too happy about having to play a third game now. Stork, though, certainly is going to be confident after winning that game. And this is going to be Heartbreak Ridge, which is a very familiar map for both players. It's been played, it's Neo Heartbreak Ridge, so it is a little different. The middle is a little more open, but otherwise it's still pretty much the same map. I think it's a pretty balanced map for this matchup. People have different opinions on that, but there's a lot of times we'll see Zerg players. I think the most effective strategy on this map is just to get their 3 bases and just kind of turtle into that 5-base hatchery and just wait until you have a big army, big mass of Hydras to push out. We do see a lot of times Zerg players getting a flock of Mutalisks just to go out there and maybe snipe some Templars. This is a really troublesome map for Protoss in this matchup, in that it's kind of a long way across the map, and you can get sniped from all these ridges. You just can't see the mutas coming, so this is definitely a map where Templar can get sniped pretty easily. So it'll be interesting to see what Stork does, but I don't think that something like Corsair Reaver is very viable on this map. So I do think we're going to see pretty standard play from Protoss on this map. The only thing is, that kind of whole metagame between Protoss and Zerg has been changing a little bit. So we might see some more Goons, we might see some more Archons, might see a Dark Archon. I'm not sure, but we are seeing a scouting drone. Or I don't know if it's a scouting drone, or it looks like he's scouting out here. Might be thinking about putting his hatchery in a hidden location. I don't think this is going to matter too much to Stork, though, because Stork is going to have his probe in here, so he's going to see what's going on. And there is the pull down, early pull, 9 pull, actually. So Stork's going to see the 9 pull. We've actually seen quite a few Zergs do where they open with this 9 pull, but then they don't really get that aggressive. They get the 9 pull, then they get their other hatcheries up, but basically that 9 pull just gives them the quickest tech. But I do think we are going to see something aggressive, perhaps, because we do see the drone going up to that mineral patch there. So you can mine that mineral patch in Heartbreak Ridge and send some Zerglings in there, and that would really, really destroy the expansion of Stork if Stork does not scout that and see that. But I do think that Stork is a seasoned enough player who will scout that eventually.
Yeah, I really think we're going to see some carriers here from Stork. I think that's a good choice for this map. Just kidding. I just like seeing carriers from Stork. In fact, I don't remember a game that I've seen. Oh, a little battle here. Is Stork going to come out on top? No, but he is going to put in a blocking Manor Pylon there to block the expansion from going up. So a great move by Stork. Any little bit counts there. They're showing the range of the cannon if you can reach that the ramp coming up for and Stork. Now this is a scouting probe here, so I mean obviously Stork wants to keep it alive as long as humanly possible here. What I was about to say is I'm trying to think of a game where I've seen carriers against Zerg, and I don't think I've ever seen a pro game with carriers against Zerg.
I certainly can't remember.
If anybody wants to post up a game, I'd be interested to see that, because that would be just crazy, because I've never seen it. So if you guys want to post something in the comments, that would be cool. I will take a look at it. All right, so of course the minerals being mined out here. Minerals are mined out. Stork has still not scouted this, and I'm getting really worried here, because if you can fit a few Zerglings around, Stork has placed the cannon. I don't know if the cannon can range it. There's plenty of cannons, so Stork's secondary will be, for the most part, will be well defended, but the main thing is for the primary, you're not going to put any cannons in your primary in this. And here comes the scout, but this is what always happens. This is the timing for the scout. If you don't suspect anything, the timing for the scout is to come up there about the time the Zerglings are there. I've seen this in several games before where that happens. So Stork Is he going to be able to block this? Again, I don't know if that cannon can range. We're going to find out really quickly if the cannon can range. Stork forming a little funnel, bringing up a lot of probes here to try to take out these Zerglings. And even just this right here, Stork is losing mining time. Stork with good placement of the other cannon, though.
Yeah, and you're right, he is losing mining time. You can see that Shine has put down his third hatchery, so this isn't exactly all in. He does have a follow-up to that, but I do think it's smart that Stork is not, you know, he's playing cautiously. He's got to have those probes out there. If he only had 3 or 4, it'd be taking too big of a risk. I think it's smart he has those probes there. Plus his Nexus is about to come up, so there's the Nexus now. So having those probes there, they were going to transfer anyway, so it's not too big of a loss for Stork. Stork might want to just get another cannon or something. He doesn't have any Zealots out right now. It looks like he's just going to say screw it.
He's attacking.
Kind of start mining, but yeah, he doesn't want to totally mine with those because those Zerglings can just run straight by. But luckily Stork has pretty much prevented this for the most part, but it looks like Shine is going to come in and get at least one probe kill, losing a Zergling in the process, but that's a pretty good trade, losing that one Zergling for the one probe.
I think that Stork, he's doing really well. I was just about to say Stork was stalling for a Zealot to come out here, and there is that same probe getting a full-on scout because Shine is so preoccupied with the right side of his screen there. Great job by Stork getting the probe scout around. And, you know, Stork is, I've called him Skork a couple other times, I apologize. Not Spock, not Spork, it's Stork. All right. Anyways, but Stork, he fended that off. Stork is fine. He lost just one probe in that attack, and he didn't spend any other money on cannon. See, that to me says the confidence of the player. Stork knows, look, I can bring up some probes. I can slowly, one at a time, start those probes mining. He only lost one. Very, very confident play from Stork. Stork is going to start ticking up here. There's the Citadel. There's the Stargate. What I was about to say that I hope we see on this is DTs. I was hoping that we maybe see some sort of Corsair DT build or just a general Corsair build, and you know, we might not even see DTs necessarily, but what I would like to see and what I think we need to see is some harassment of the Zerg. Something that Stork completely failed at the last game, and he was able to hang on despite that, but I think Heartbreak Ridge is a little bit less forgivable if you can't get any sort of harassment. There is a long length between the bases, but it's, to me, just, it can be Zerg favored against a Protoss, and I feel like Protoss has to do something a little bit more in the earlier game to try to ward off that advantage. So even if Stork does well towards the mid game, gets a good composition on the army there, he is going to build a detecting pylon there, and he's going to go for his third base possibly.
No, I don't
already.
think he's going to get the third Nexus out.
I was going to say that'd be crazy. All right, good.
Yeah,
good. He's going for a scout.
You're right that Zerg can definitely mass up a big army on this map and sit back. I do think harassment is pretty hard to do on this map. The only thing you can get is that third base on the bomb left. Sometimes we see DTs get into there, but usually the Zerg has his SimCity such that he has hatcheries and Evo chambers and maybe a Hydra Den in the way, so it's really hard to get in there. But because of that, I think just the way to kind of be flexible against that is to just make a later push. So I think if Protoss or Terran, if they just hold it a little bit longer, wait a little bit longer for that third, get a bigger army before they make that push, they can push out stronger and make sure they get the third. I think a mistake sometimes on this map is Protoss, they used to get a quicker third, but you can see Stork does not have his third up. He certainly could have by now if he wanted to, so I think delaying that third allows him to get, oh, and it looks like first Corsair going out here. That's not good for Stork. But, you know, it does allow him to get your tech up and your units up. And like you said early on, Shine, even though he did have the 3 hatcheries, he was a little bit delayed in his economy because he did a 9 pool. So even though Stork had those probes not mining, it pretty much evened out. Because Stork, sure, he wasn't mining for a little bit of those probes to hold off that